Okay, guys, so we're here in Darkstorm and outside. Something that I forgot to mention in the long tutorial, intro I did, is that if you don't feel comfortable using Darkstorm or Meshes, you can download this program called Sandboxy. It's really cool and it lets you run your computer in an isolated state so that you can run all your questionable programs without worrying about it jacking up your computer, even though this doesn't jack up your computer because I had it for a while and my computer is still running pretty well. Aside from it slowing down from all the crap I've been downloading, but that's another method, another story. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to begin our extraction process, and it is a two-part extraction. What I'd like to do. The first part is to rip the static mesh, like rip it as a static mesh. That way you get the mesh and the texture and you know what textures go to what. And the second one is the rig mesh extraction. Even though you do the rig mesh extraction and it grabs the texture and the texture data, I've never been able to get it to where you can directly import it with the textures on it. You know, like when you extract the static mesh and you import it and it's like textures are included. Well, I've never been able to achieve that when it came to doing the rig mesh extraction. So what I like to do is do a static extract and get the textures and everything sorted so that way when I import the rig mesh, I can just go to that folder and like, okay, these textures go to that. And that helps out too. So that's what we're going to start with, and that's what we're going to do. Is the first part is the static extraction, then we'll do the rig mesh extraction, and then we're going to go to tailoring it. So step 1, static extraction. You're going to put on all the clothes that you want. I'm going to put on my pirate outfit, which I already have on now. And I'm just going to right click on it. And it's going to bring up the Darkstorm menu here. And I'm just going to go down until you see Save As. And it may be up here, it may be down there, but it's still the same Save As. And you're going to go Save As and then Collada. And then you're going to hit check all these boxes, 1, 2, and 4. And you're going to change the texture format to whatever format you prefer. I like ping because ping is just universally great. Love it. So and once it's done, we're gonna hit save as, and I'm gonna name it jacket so I know what it is. And we're just gonna wait for it to save, and we're gonna hit OK. Now there's sometimes when you try to click on yourself, and no matter what you save, it just doesn't want to export at all. That happens when you have what is this, build options, select only my objects. That will F up your stuff. So if you're trying to export your stuff and you find that your textures aren't exporting or your mesh isn't exporting, it could be because you have this check. So make sure that's unchecked before you do it. That messed me up all last night before I remembered that. Okay, so we exported our jacket, and I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I'm going to navigate to the folder we saved this to, and I'm going to put it in its own folder. That way it keeps everything nice and tidy, and we know that the textures for the jacket are inside this folder. So I'm just going to do the same thing, rinse and repeat, until I get all the parts that I need to make up my pirate outfit. So my hat and my hair. Remember, if you have any special characters, that will also mess up your save. So you want to make sure that you don't have any special characters. And by special characters, I mean, was it at pound? I don't know what that cross thing is. It's like hashtag happy face percent dots. Dot with colon dash and plus. Things like that. Those are special characters. If you have those in your title, it may also mess up your export. So you want to make sure that you don't have those in there when you're exporting it. So let me see here. My bow tie. I'm going to do it one more time, then I'm going to pause it till when I'm done, and then we'll come back. So I'm going to pause this real quick, and I'll be back when I have everything extracted. Okay, I'm pretty sure I grabbed everything now. So now we have our avatar static mesh all extracted. We are going to go to the next step, and that is to extract all of my rig mesh. So what you want to do is right click on your body, and then you go Darkstorm XML export, and then you hit all and just grab everything, and then you want to press download textures, and then you're going to press DS export, and it's going to save here as whatever you want. So pirate bunny.xml, give it a second, and it'll give you this notice that it saved everything. So that's pretty much it for Darkstorm right now. Also, as forgot to tell you guys, remember, practice safe Darkstorming. Always use your alt when you are using Darkstorm. Even though nothing really happens with it, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So I always say use an alt when you're using your Darkstorm. Don't use your name. Alright, with that little disclaimer aside, we're done with Darkstorm. It's time to go on to the next part, and that is using meshes. So we're going to close out Darkstorm, and we're going to go and load up the meshes program. So I'm going to pause again, and I'll meet you while it's loading. Actually, there's something I forgot to talk about when before we go and use hang on one sec. Sorry, it was a bug on me, and I was trying not to scream in the mic again. Like the spider last time, in the last video. Okay, so what we're going to do, if you've run meshes before, I actually have extracted all this before, so using this current version of meshes, it's going to send me to a link of it, and I don't want that. I want to be able to export fresh. So what we're going to do is go to the DAE files where it goes, and it's usually your username and app data, local, and then it's MeshesSL, then day files. Once you navigate to that folder, you'll see all the days that you have extracted, as well as this one file that's called zdirectory.bin. What I want you to do is right click on that, and then you go open with and notepad. And it may have, this is the cache that tells Meshes what it's already downloaded, and it's like, hey, this has already been downloaded. This item is on the list. That means it's already been downloaded. Don't re-extract that. Just show them a link to where it is, and it can be a pain in the butt. So we want to erase all of this. It may actually have text in there. Mine is just gibberish right now, but the text is real to that. So what I want to do is take everything that was inside this folder, this file, and then just press delete, and then close it, and it's going to ask you, do you want to save? Say yes, just hit save, and now it's fresh. So whenever we go to extract it, it'll extract now and not send me to a link of it. But if you're running meshes for the first time, you don't have to worry about that. But that's just how you do it if you did run it and you want to re-extract something that you extracted before. So what we have here is our folder with meshes. We gotta run meshes now. So where is meshes? It's right here. Alright, so we're loading this up and we're waiting for it to go. Woo! Nothing, it's getting hot, so this error happens every now and then, so I'm going to show you how to deal with that. So we're just going to push continue, and we're going to navigate to wherever the cache folder is. I moved my cache folder recently, so it is actually in my documents stuff now. So let's see, Darkstorm cache, and then hit OK. And then just pretend like you're loading up the XML, which would be in this folder right here. and it'll give you the error again. Just say continue and then exit. This error happens when you move your cache or you delete out that directory. Sometimes it just does it. So now it should run properly. There we go. Now we can load up our XML that we extracted. And you see, here's all the parts that I had on. So I'm going to create dave files for all of the models. Wait for it to load. So just hit OK until it goes down the list. Okay, that's it. So once we have all our stuff in here, we can just hit exit and close out meshes. Then let's go back to our extraction folder, and we just need to pull all these files over. So let's start at the top. See, files to upload, and it gives you the shortcut. So you're just gonna right click on it. It says open file location, and you're just gonna cut this, go back, and paste it into this folder. And we're going to do this for the rest of it. Open file location, cut, go back, paste it. And I'm just going to do this all down the line until we get all the files where they're supposed to be. And now I'm going to pause it while I bring all of these files into their proper location, and we'll come back with everything all set up. Okie doke. So we have our avatar files already extracted. So you see we have them right there. So now we know what they go to. And we're going to copy the name of this folder that's here, the address of this folder. It's going to help us navigate here again. So I'm just going to highlight it and press cut. Now we're going to go into Blender. Oh wait, not that. Hang on. Alright, now we're going to go into Blender. There's too many orange logos on my desktop. And we have the Blade and Cat Soul dev kit here. So we're going to be fitting it all to this body. So it wouldn't make sense to fit it to my Second Life avatar because it already fits on there. So that kind of defeats the purpose of this demonstration. So I'm going to go to a new layer. And I'm going to start importing the clothes that I want to put onto the cat. You can put this on any other avatar as long as you got its skeleton or whatever. It's dev kit. Let's best say it that way. So what I'm going to do is go File, Import. Oh wait, Screencast, and then we're going to go File, Import. Would you close the door?
What door?
The screen door for the laundry room, so the dryer can stop clacking in the background. Well, alright, fine then. Put it in the dryer, but don't start the dryer. Or that works. No, it works. That works. Not really. Just open the dryer. I'll start the dryer when I'm done. Thank you. Oh, wait, it didn't pause. Okay. Well, like I said, we're gonna go File, Import, Cloud a Day. And we're going to navigate to that folder. Like I said, that's why we saved it, because we can just input it up there rather than trying to find it. And we're just going to import the parts that we need. So I have, let's see, let's start with, let's say back logo, belt, chest, skirt, tie, top. Okay, let's start with my coat. And you see, here it is. Alright, so when the coat is in here, it's rotated the wrong way. So we have to press RZ -90, and that'll turn it the proper Second Life rotation. Proper Avastar rotation. Then we hold down Shift, and we're going to select the layer with our cat on here. Then we're going to press S and scale it down to where we want it to be. Somewhere about here would be nice. Great. Now we're going to turn our attention over here to the right side of the screen, and I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so we can actually see it. Close this window and everything because we don't need it. Let's see. let's close this. Used to opening a Windows, closing it, it's like, there we go. There we go. Now you get a good view of everything we need to say. So I want you to turn your attention over here to this little wrench. This is the Modifiers tab. And you're going to see where it says object, because it says armature. It's already attached to an armature. That means that this clothes is rigged and it's already on a skeleton. And you're going to see where it says object. And we're going to click on it. And you're going to select, first things first. You're going to find the skeleton that the avatar is rigged to. Then you're going to click on it, and you're going to look at the name of. The name is usually displayed down here at the bottom. This is the avatar skeleton. Great. So that means that when we click on this coat and we look at the object again, we're going to look for avatar. And that just switches the garment over to the Avastar skeleton. So now let's go into pose mode real quick. You'll see when we move our Avastar skeleton, oh, excuse me, the garment moves right along with the Avastar skeleton. Now I know you may be quick to do like, yay, this skeleton's on here, goodbye old skeleton. Wait, no, don't get rid of that skeleton. You need to keep the old skeleton around. You can't delete it. If you delete it, then the rigging data goes with it. So just click on the old skeleton that in this case the jacket came from, press M, and send it to some random junk layer, which is always the bottom right corner for me. So throw it over there. You want to make sure that you keep it, but you don't have to keep it in your workspace. So now comes the fun part that we learned in the previous videos, and that's just resizing it so that it fits. So what I'm going to do is click on the garment. I'm going to press tab. I'm going to click on, what's it called? Just a random vertex here. I'm going to turn on proportional editing, which is down here, this little circle thing. Enable. And then you press G to establish the field of influence. This little circle here is the field of influence. And we're just going to pull it on out until it looks where it's supposed to be. You can also use the Sculpty tool if you want, the Sculpty grab if you feel like it. I've just been getting used to using the proportional editor tool, and that's been helping me out. So playing along with that is going to be fun. This is a really good exercise. And don't get bugged with too much if it's not fitting at once, because, you know, remember alpha maps, so yay. But you want to try to get it to fit the best you can. I should have tried with something a lot easier, like a t-shirt, instead of this whole, complicated pirate suit that I wear. But no, gotta show off big for the fans. So it's basically what we're doing here, pulling and arranging, getting it to fit right. Sometimes I wish somebody would make a script for mirror proportional editing that isn't the mirror modifier. Oh my god, that would make my life so much easier. Oh. I think mirror proportional select is Sculpty grab with symmetry on there. Remember, don't be afraid to scroll in your mouse wheel, your field of influence while you're pulling. So if you find that you're grabbing too much, just scroll in and it should work. Oops. Well, I guess you guys pretty much see what I'm doing, and you're trying it for yourself as well. So I guess this will be a good place to pause it, and come back when it's all tailored. And I promise I'm not going to, switch over to that blend file where I had it already lined up. No. I would never. Although they do that on cooking shows where like we're just gonna put this in the oven and then all of a sudden there's already a baked cake during the commercial break. Alright, no, I'll just keep resizing it. I'm way too lazy to find that blend anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna pause it and I'll be right back. When I come back, this should be tailored and fitting properly. Okay, so we have the clothes all here and resized to our cat's body. And yeah, I found the blend and put it in there. I really didn't feel like resizing all that stuff again, especially after I already did it. So in your case, you've already did it once and you got your clothes fitting on your avatar. Great, all's well. So we're going to talk about, before we go into exporting it out for use in Second Life, we have to talk about one other thing, which is the main one, and that's hair for one of these kind of things. So refitting hair is kind of tricky. It uses the same principle, but you have to take a certain step to make things texture a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another layer again, and I'm going to import the hair. So let's go to File, Import, wherever the hell the hair was. There it is. This one. And you see our hair comes in, it might be sideways, which this one is. And I think it's how to rotate it back into position is text. Let's see, RX90. There we go. Yay! I'm remembering. And then we have to go RZ -90. And that gets it there. And what I like to do also is go Shift A, Control A, and apply rotation and scale. It's just a habit. Alright, so now we have our hair in, and we're going to take its armature that it's rigged to and press M and then move it over to our junk layer. So we have just hair. And because hair can be kind of difficult, we're going to join it all as one. That way we're not moving one strand of hair at a time. Now because we joined it just now, it jacked up the UV layout for the hair. But that's cool. We can fix it because we have Sparkles. If you don't have Sparkles Pro, you totally need it. Sparkles Pro. So what we're going to do is press A and deselect everything. Then we're going to press A again and select it. And then we're going to press Tab to go into edit mode. Alright, now you may notice that your computer may, what's the word? I don't think of the right way of saying it. It may slow down a bit because whenever you export hair into some Second Life, it always adds more, it's always messed up. It's just doubles and triangles all over the place. So what I like to do, two things. First, I go into edit mode, and I wait for edit mode to pop up any day now. Edit mode. Actually, I think it's a good reason it's not going to edit mode because it's too heavy for my computer right now to try to maneuver this in Second Life. So I'm going to pause it real quick and try to give it some relief, and then I'll show you how to do the same thing for your computer if it's blowing up. So, okay. Sorry about that. My computer was blowing up because this is way too heavy. As you can see, it's like 100,000 some odd triangles. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to decimate this a little bit because it's way too heavy. I guess this can also help you out if you got hair and it's way past your complexity, what is it? Way past your complexity allowance and you want to reduce your stuff. Well, this will help you out too. So all I'm going to do is create a new window up here at the top. Ooh, not that. Put that back. I'm going to create a new window. And this lets me see the front and the back at the same time. So you can see how we're butchering it. Alright. So with the hair selected, I'm going to go to modifier, the little wrench, and we're going to decimate. And I'm just going to reduce it by half. So 0.5, just for a good place. Okay, so that's a good place to start. So I'm going to move it up. Come on, computer, you know you can do it. I'm going to hit apply. Alright, now we could try going in here again and decimating. If you want, you can decimate as much as you like. You just want to keep as much as the detail in there. Like, if it starts looking pixelated, then you decimate it too much. Like that. You don't want that. So you may want to just slowly turn it down. I usually go in like half and half, reducing it by half. Alright, I think, yeah, it's starting to get funky back here. That's really bad. Go back. Okay, that's a good place to be. Now, alright, so... Alright, that's a good place. So we reduced it drastically. You see my computer isn't dying as hard. So when we go into edit mode, look at that. It just loads right up. It's ugly as sin, but don't pay attention to it. It still looks gorgeous when it's textured, and that's all that matters. So, now that we have our hair reduced a bit, we're going to press tab and go into edit mode. And in one of these multiple windows that we have, we're going to switch it over to, let's close this window, it's bothering me. Oops, that's not the close button. Join, damn it. I swear they make it easier to split it, but joining it back, no, they make you fight for it. Alright, so we're going to come to our new window, which was like this, and we're going to change it into our UV image editor, like so. And if you have Sparkles Pro, and you press in, you'll see this window over here. It says Sparkle Tools, Copy UV Faces, and you're going to check every single box that is here. All of them. It's very important. So I'm just going to pause this and then check all of these boxes. And when I get done, I'll be right back with you. Okay, so these are the last 3 boxes. And once you have all the boxes checked, you're just going to press this copy to whatever, mesh tool, whatever. Just press the big button at the bottom of it. And then we're just going to let it do its job, and it's going to unpack it. Because when we joined it, all the UV data went down to this tiny little dot right here. And that messes it up. So when we do it this way, it fixes everything back to where it was before. So let's wait for it to do its job. And it should snap back. It looks weird because they're all overlaying each other too, and you're like, I broke it, but no, it's fine. That's what it's supposed to look like. So I guess I can pause it and wait for it to go and do its business. Okay, so now it's done. It actually finished just as I paused it. So all the textures have been unwrapped and everything is fine with the hair. So now we have to, we can close this if we want to, or just, we can press N again and get rid of that. And we can make this bigger because this is going to be our focus now. So now we have our hair, and we are going to go over and shape it onto our avatar's massive dome. So let's go back into object mode and hold down shift, select that layer with our cat. We're going to move it on down. Now press S. And we're just going to fit it on this head. Okay, so I'm going to press Tab and go into edit mode. Grab something here. And we gotta have proportional editing back on. Remember, press G so we can establish our field of influence. And we could just pull the hair out so it fits around the avatar. Relax it. And I guess you can get artsy on how you want it to look. Oh, that's why I'm trying to select faces and I want vertices. So we're going to press this and it gives us the ability to select the little dots instead of big faces. So we have it all fixed. That's where we want the hair to be. It's good on the top. Alright. So now that we have it all selected, we're going to click on the hair and we're going to change, not the cat. Select the hair, and just like we did with the jacket, we're going to change the armature modifier to Avastar. Great. And you test that out real quick. So grab it. Pose mode. Click it. Press R. Yeah. I guess this isn't supposed to be as long as it is. Whoops. Now I broke it. Control Z. Control Z. I don't think this hair is supposed to be as long on the body as it should, so that might explain why it's doing that. But you know what? I'm actually okay with it. But you might not be. So let's make the bottom a little bit shorter. So let's grab it. So you just want to grab a random dot down here, press G and take the field of influence way up, and just pull and scoot, pull and scoot. Then we can grab these ends, push them in. Okay, we just do the same thing we did before, pull it up, making this the field a little bit bigger. And if it's poking out way too much, just pull it in. I like to grab the ends and pull from there and pull out here. It's a little warped, but that's because I didn't push it all in properly. It's a good idea to have the clothes you're going to wear, or at least clothes on, that way you know how far to push in and not push in too much where it's going into your clothes. Now you just wake somebody up and like, no sleeping in the background. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to be sleeping in the background. I'm wide awake.
I'll go somewhere else. Only sleeping a little bit.
Sleep in the laundry room like the cats do. Watch out, Suki's territorial about the washing machine, the dryer, especially if it's hot. Okay, that should be good enough. So now when we move it, it should look a little bit better. Well, I guess there's just no weights right there. We didn't do the sticky back kind of thing. But anyway, that's resizing this hair. down to this body. So now we need one more step when it comes to hair, and this is why I gave it its own separate layer, because it's easier to grab when we go to export it. So what you want to do is click on the hair, and you're going to press tab, and you're going to press A. Maybe you had to press A a couple times to get it to highlight everything. Then you're going to press P, and you're going to separate by material. Now I'm doing it this way because it's easier to attach the textures to it when it's separated by materials. That way you know, like most hair only has 3 textures: the solid, the transparent, and then the fringe. So now you know this may have only the fringe, this may be the transparent, that may this, instead of trying to click on every single last hair and like, is this a solid? No, that's a fringe. So selecting it by material, best way to do it. Okay, so now we have everything all resized the way we want it to be. So now we can export it. So we're going to dive right into export, and if I find the layer with everything on it, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the hair, which is on its own layer. I'm just going to press A and select everything. And I'm going to go File, Export, Collada Avastar, like normal. And let me see, desktop. Create a new directory for this. Tutorial, resize tutorial. Alright, so we have the resize tutorial. And because I changed the scale of it, we're going to just go to advanced and then do apply armature scale. Check that box. And I'm going to name this BNC hair and hit OK. And wait for it to load. I think it's missing the DA at the end of it. Sure, it's taking its time to extract. To save. Maybe I can navigate to that folder by the time it's done. I think the reason why my computer's chugging like this is I still got something open. The thing that's downloaded in games. Alright, so hair saved. And that's that. So we're going to go over and do the same thing for the clothes. We can just grab all of this at once instead of selecting all of it. So it's going to take a while, but it'll be done. So just export. Check the apply armature scale if you made it smaller or bigger. Just make sure the armature scale thing gets selected. So I'm going to hit that. And this is going to take a minute. I remember this, so I'm going to pause it and come back when it's all exported. Okay, so here we are. I've turned into a cat, and I'm going to import my cat hair. So I'm to my hair, and I'm just going to do this, make low and low is 0, and apply include skin weight, and hope I have enough money to afford it. So you wait for it to load in. That's about how much it was, how much the hair is normally, so can't complain about the land impact too much. I guess it may be this high because I forgot to remove the doubles. Sometimes, almost whenever you extract mesh from Second Life using meshes, it always gives it doubles. So you may want to extract that and see if that reduces the cost. But right now it's not a big deal to me to really care. So we have our hair in, and I'm going to see if I can find the hair that I had from the demo at the beginning of this video. Cat's eye, cat tail, bunny tail, face. hair. Okay, so the hair has the textures. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of what we did earlier, so I'm going to show you what you do. So we need to add our textures to it. So I'm just going to double click on textures, and I'm using local textures because I'm not on the beta grid right now. And I'm going to find where we had our stuff, so hair, and these are the hair textures that were used. So I'm going to edit linked, grabbed this one, which is hair is in 3 parts. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to guess that this one is the fringe here. And this one's the solid hair. And this one is the braided hair. Okay. So when I go to take copy, and let's attach the hair to something that's not my skull, so I won't take off my hair. Let's see, chin. Let's see, we have our hair, and it fits our avatar. It's a lot better than the first one, actually. So scale to fit, hair's here, we have hair. It may be fitting off a little on the side because the head we have in Blender is a little off. This head's a little bit bigger than the one that I had in Blender. So that's that. And then we just do the same thing with the clothes. You know, you just import that file, mesh import. Let's go back to this, and then we have our gigantic clothes file. Which I know Second Life is going to adore. So I have all my clothes. Minimize that. Options, skin weight, calculate weights and fees. Discard that. I'm just going to upload it. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this. Oh, so you see what I meant by doing it that way is a lot easier. You know, separating them by material allows us to quickly add the textures to it, then put it back together. So I need to find the clothes that we had, and we're pretty much just going to do the same thing. Well, I'm going to wait for it to res. And we're just going to edit link parts, correct clothes, pull your clothes over, and then you just apply the textures as they need. So do the same thing, local texture, add. If you want them to be permanent, you have to use the upload textures. Obviously, I'm just using local because it's faster than trying to upload and cheaper than doing that. So what is this? My skirt, tail, tie, skirt, upload. Oh, duh, it wouldn't be in here. It would be down here. Hat, jacket, belt, boots, bow tie, hair. Huh. Where would my skirts be? Oh, well, let's just put this stuff in here. See, my belt. So sword and my boots and everything. So let's just pretend that I did all that. The process is still the same. We can try this on and make sure that it fits. See, it does. And anything that doesn't fit, we can just use the alpha HUD 4. Yay, alphas. Stuff like that, just like regular clothes. So I'm going to take off this white stuff. I'm going to put on one that we already made. So this one, no, this one, and hat, because you can't be Captain Bunny without a hat. And then that's how you do it. So now you see I have my full pirate outfit here, and it's a lot easier this way. Now you can do this for pretty much any body you have the dev kit for, even with the regular Second Life one. So you don't have to be restricted to clothes that are made just for a specific body. All you have to do is buy it and then resize it to fit the monster that is your body. As you see I did here. But that's it for this tutorial. You see that was a lot easier than the tutorial we did last time on this topic. I know I'm supposed to cut this up into smaller pieces, but I'm kind of in a rush and I need to get on to the next tutorial that we have to do. So that's why it's all in one segment. So sorry for making you watch this. And sorry you have to download such a big file. Sorry again. I hope this helps you guys out. And if you want to be a blade and cat like I am right now, the description, it'll be in the description. And if not, just give me a second. I'll post it as soon as I post this on the marketplace. So I will see you guys later, and hopefully with a new tutorial. This has been Zero, and good luck.